what you heard about me. What you heard about me. Well, a bitch can't get $1 out of me. No Cadillac, no pearls you can't see. Then I'm a motherfucking VIP. I don't know what you heard about me. Well, a bitch can't get $1 out of me. No Cadillac, no pearls you can't see. Then I'm a motherfucking VIP. She in the club, she dancing for dollars. She got a thing for that Gucci, that Fendi, that Prada, that BCBG.
So who up playing with their donk? What's popular, YouTube? Another day, another donk. Donk is a small but dangerous man with a great flow, tiny crosshair. Sometimes it's yellow, sometimes it's white. I've been watching donk demos all day. What the donk doing? This guy has too many knives, actually. That's a big problem for me. I have the same gloves as he does, but he's got this in a ruby. I think he has this in a sapphire too. Who's giving all these little kids so much money, man? Donk playing for Team Spirit. He's playing with Art Frost. You guys remember her from Spirit Academy? This team that he's got going on, it's like Magix used to be like one of the younger players on the team. Now he's one of the old dogs. It's kind of like his Splinter arc. I mean, him and Chopper, of course. It's like their Splinter arc. I've been thinking about this for a while, but how long is it going to be the case that Chopper is good enough to raise these teams, but not good enough to play in Tier 1? Sorry, he's in Tier 1, but to play in, to get the call up to a team like a Navi or Cloud9, or to get enough players to stay on Spirit where they like they believe in him and they don't sell players off. You know? I think, of course, like, Chopper's not been always a perfect IGL. I guess he's been very good, obviously. It's just so incredible how many talents have been able to come up underneath him. But I also just want to say that Spirit are very good as an organization at finding a lot of these talents as well. Also, massive congratulations to Spirit for winning TI. I actually got to watch Yatoro refuse to lift that trophy in person, 3 rows back behind the Aegis. That was a really beautiful sight. That was very cool to watch. And damn, they had the best jerseys at TI as well. So, man, what's going on here? Zontix was one of... Wait, sorry. Zontix was from... Was Zontix on Navi Junior or was he also on Spirit Academy? Because I'm remembering Zontix as this 15-year-old from... Maybe it was Spirit Academy. Sorry, let me check. Okay, so it was Spirit Academy that he played on. This lineup was great. Okay, so let's see the last match they played and see what players were on that roster. Because it looks like it wasn't Zontix. Okay, no. The team's completely different. So let me scroll back a little bit. Artfrost, Donk, and Zontix all on this roster. Now, when I was casting in the Spirit Academy, I'm going to give myself some credit here. Even when Donk had bad games in the Spirit Academy, I was actively saying on the casts, wow, this guy's really good. I think this guy has huge potential. I was saying that, okay? Now, a lot of people are seeing his recent stats and also the fact that he transferred to CS2 and he's taking over still. Very, very cool. Now, every demo I've watched, people are still playing CS2 like it's CSGO, so that makes sense. I also think CS2 is actually pretty easy for CSGO players, especially the good ones, so I don't think the pros are going to have that much problem. I think when, the very best, it's going to be a little bit about who's got the new tricks, which kind of sucks for anybody who's a touch stubborn, but like the players like Donk, they're learners, they're sort of at that age where they're still willing to grind every single day and learn all the new shit. They're gonna just take off in CS2, right? So let's see, what was I gonna look at? Oh, Spirit Academy days. He was still pulling very good numbers back then, but the quality of competition at these CCT events, not as high, but he was still doing very good. Let's see if his We Play Academy League seasons, he just kind of climbed up. So I don't know if I didn't cast 6, I don't think. I would have casted 4. I think I casted 4, yeah, because this Mouse NXT during 4, yeah, Shane was still on the team. So yeah, I was still casting at 4 years old. Okay, I've had my eyes on Donk, and I saw some good moves today when I was watching demo, so we're just gonna look for him again. Right now, he's averaging like a 1.55 rating on Nuke, so like it's unheard of. But right now in CS2, your ratings are really inflated. Like, ratings are extremely inflated because of MR12, so they might need a new rating system for CS2. Probably not going to come out right away because they also need to make sure it's really good. But for the time being, people who are good are going to have unbelievable ratings. Like, I think this game that we're watching right now, versus 9Z, he had like a 2.3 rating on the whole map. And yes, we're going to watch the whole map. Okay, so we got the vent dive of the knife out because the smoke comes out, and if you don't have confirmation that someone could vent dive, then if you get down there, no one touched it. Very good movement from Donk to not hit the bottom of the vent as well. So they're watching this periodically, but some very Very good attention drawn from Art Frost, right? You could say that this is like a risky push or a lucky push from Donk. Let's just go check this out, okay? So Art Frost's going to be in heaven, see the cross as the smoke's coming out. They try to do a little risk here by crossing with the smokes to be as fast as possible so that if people decide to throw nades or something, you can punish, but this can also get you killed, especially if your op is just planning to chill and let the cross happen. In this situation, Donk is downstairs, right? But as soon as Art Frost takes this shot, this is like free for Donk. Like, why wouldn't you peek? So round's busted wide open. They also don't molly him in secret as they're crossing. Let me think about that for a second. It's hard to say exactly what info is right there, but I'll just say that Donk is free to peek as soon as somebody else takes a shot. You're just drawing aggro, basically, right? You're drawing aggro, someone else shows up. Simple stuff. Okay, well, round's not exactly over, but Donk makes the right rotation to go back in a ramp room. So this is the perfect reinforce. Should be a free kill for him, especially with the game that he's having, running around, mowing him down. Donk plays flex on CT side. He's in heaven sometimes. He's literally watching HUD sometimes. He's watching mini sometimes. He's secret sometimes. In general, he's a mini player, but they stay pretty fluid. Yeah, I missed 2 eco kills. What do you want to do about it? See me outside. If you're not playing this spot once per half, you're losing, okay? No matter who you are, no matter what level you're playing at, if you're not playing here, I call this spot a leash, once per half, you're losing, okay? Look at the sight lines, okay, from this position. All right, first of all, you have this. Anybody who drops into mini, dead, okay? Instant. They're not even looking at you. They're looking into mini itself, okay? Next, you have the cross. Anybody who crosses in a big garage, anybody who crosses outside or crosses in a big garage, you have a sight line. So that's 3 positions locked down. Anybody makes noise in secret, you have information audible from this position. The entire time, they can't be seen from silo. You can't be spotted on the cross outside. You can only be seen in this area where somebody could be on the CT side fighting from here, fighting from heaven, fighting from back CT, all to draw attention away from you from this one angle. It is so safe. It is so important play. And honestly, it can even be used as a slow flank into secret when there's a good amount of information. It just locks down so many things. It just covers up your outside itself, and you have audibles on secret. It's such a strong position that needs to be played. Not every round, again, but you got to play this at least once a half. You know what I mean? It's never going to go out of fashion. This position is like a pair of Reeboks classics. Like, if you're not including this in your wardrobe, then there's going to be a day where you're not doing enough. And it was free. Like, you could wear it with anything. Donk's frying on the rifle work. Now, there's no, like, direct comparisons for me with Donk and other superstar riflers in terms of aim style that I can think of. Besides, like, I guess my best comparison to another rifler would be Forrest. Like, if you look at Donk, he's got very, very calm aim. Very good, calm, long-range aim. He has good movement. It's not flashy, though. And he has good things like good angle smoothing, good crosshair placement. But again, it's not flashy. It's not too sharp or anything like that. And when you see Forrest play, he's got a very soft focus on where he chooses to fight from. But he just doesn't make too many mistakes. Okay, Donk's got to get out of here. Now, this is a play where, in this situation, getting crushed from both angles. So what you can do is hide behind the silo where Donk's going right now. So yeah, this is a position I was talking about that you could stand here and fight. He's going to die, but, you know, considering you got a 2.4 rating, does he die? Yeah, he does. Okay. Yeah. You're just isolating angles, right? You see DGT, excuse me, coming here behind silo to fight Magics. Dude, everybody's names and fucking acronyms and names, dude. Magics. That's the hardest one for me. I've been making that mistake for years. Wait, what? Wait, what even just happened? Maybe they heard something. Oh, Arfrost started in mini. Okay, so he needs some support. So there's just something weird here. They might just be having too much fun because Arfrost started mini, which is fine. But then they didn't have anybody watching, anybody who could drop on top of mini behind him. So I guess I'll say I need to start drawing. Like, I just feel uncomfortable that I'm not drawing anything. So if there's Artfrost is inside of mini looking at Squeaky, then he's very weak to outside. He's also going to allow the, well, he's not necessarily going to allow the secret cross, but if the smokes go up and everything, he can't help with that. So opping mini is not a position you want to be in if they just exec on you, for example. So he was trying to get some early info. There's actually a flash, I think, to help Artfrost draw aggro, just like Artfrost helped Donk earlier on. And then Artfrost can get that kill. Let's go back and watch how that went down. So you're going to see Donk just threw his flash for Artfrost. And the flash works on Max, who actually runs directly into secret. It gets a little scary right there for Art Frost, but as you can see, the flash is the reason that Max has hands over face, and he takes his time, or doesn't take his time rushing. Little donk utility right there. He doesn't even know about this, but this works out beautifully. Oh, make a show of it. Make a show of it. Where's the sequence at? Any more? No. Okay. I hyped that one up. That's nice. Oh, use of the new nade. Beautiful out of donk. And he can maintain vision. And even if you shoot a bullet or two, if they shoot back at you, it's worth it sometimes to hang out in front of a smoke. It's so beautiful watching in CS2 how natural it, by the way, jumping up on that's inconsistent. Valve fixed that. It's so beautiful watching how seamlessly people have been integrating nading the smokes. Like I always thought adding this like new tech would be awkward. Oh, round lost from donk. Integrating this new tech would be awkward or very difficult to like learn the mechanics to get used to them. But no, it's just been, people have been making great plays with nading the smokes over and over again. And it's still very fun. It's exciting. I like it. It's provocative. Oh, and this is that check push play that I was talking about that only exists in CS2 right now, where if you have someone set up in a smoke, not to get the frag out of the smoke, but just to make sure no one's watching it, then you can nade the smoke and run through at the same time. And it's not the same as pushing a smoke. What's this fucking idiot doing? Pushing a smoke. It's not the same thing. You cleared the smoke. It's going to add for some very good moments, man. It reduces the power of smokes, which is something that has been needed in Counter-Strike for a long time. There was a one way that donk plays mini that I hope comes up in this demo that was really nice that I saw in his previous games. Wait, how long was I expecting the wrong guy there? Godlike. Okay, so he's mollying deep so that you can cross that, so you can stop a push outside. And sometimes when you throw a molly like that, you can tell if it's going to get disrespected or not, whether or not there's going to be a push coming, right? If you got someone going ramp to secret right away, they know as long as outside's mollied, even if no one's watching it, they have time to get there. So it calls out the T's for not countering the pressure, because you know they're not going to run through a full molly for no reason. So they hug smokes and can't be seen. Looks like the tiniest gap exists. So right now they need to layer their rotations properly to think about lower. Zontic should just go downstairs, yeah. So now donk has taken over his spot. Zontic's coming back. Oh, Chopper's downstairs. All right. Never mind. Just read the minimap incorrectly right there. But this flow of rotations is so important. The flow of rotations with your ramp player is so important. So another position where you don't plant at ramp, but supporting your ramp player is life or death. If you don't do that properly, you're going to be completely in the dark. If you don't know how many people are downstairs, for example, or have an idea at all times, you're lost, man. The only reason they're going to blow that is because they don't know what to do with the map control. But it's honestly, I would say, one of the easiest things to exploit in your pugs, because the CT communication is so difficult. Like, the higher up on level you go, you play with any team that you've played with, controlling the map on CT side nuke is a joy. It's actually so fun. Like, when you really see how good communication feels, everything's working, everything's being peaked so seamlessly. I mean, if you play with 5 good players, you're going to be able to rotate pretty well. If you play with 5 randoms that are good players, you can actually have a good game. But if you play with 5 people who don't understand the rotations, it's a nightmare. Everyone's been there playing nuke, so I just want to check on the rotation right now. Wait, I had him for a second. Oh, Chopper's a mini. Okay, so they leave lower open, but it's interesting because the bomb's actually in lobby. All right, so what happens in this position, right? We've got 5 CTs above ground at the moment. They might be calling a timing lower, but they're not dealing with it right now. And also, nobody's coming into ramp to reinforce. Wait. Are they reinforced? Let me go back and look. Okay, so in this position, Zontix, there's so much pressure on him. This is not a good position for Spirit to be in. So donk is sort of redundant outside, right? They have 3 people watching upstairs. So if donk can cover the mini wrap, sure. But what would actually be better, if there's a timing on this outside play, is that donk helps Zontix inside of ramp. Now we can watch this from his perspective to see if anything goes wrong with their game they're having. Maybe it won't, but... Okay, Art Frost comes in after the molly. Actually, really important if a teammate is rotating in, or if you're leaving to molly, don't leave this gap open. Don't leave it open for a second. Okay, and they deal with it. They can see people going towards ramp. They don't necessarily know it's the bomb, but what that could mean is that it reinforces the idea that, oh, they took outside. Because if you're going secret and you're going ramp, that's one of the most fundamental splits that you want to do on nuke. Outside and ramp. Okay, they're making the round really, really interesting now. So let's see how this gets played out. So they still get away with it, even with losing that player. And donk goes for the early frag. Well, he tries to fight this. That molly, I think, I don't know if that's spread properly, but it's just supposed to land in dark to push him back, I think. I was wondering if sometimes it spreads down anyway, so... No, but they're still worried about it. And no round win right there. So why don't we go back, actually, and take a look again at what happened at ramp. Okay, so it was one player on the ramp itself. And now Art Frost plays in Turnpike. So because he's playing rotation... Oh, excuse me, TGE is also down there. Okay, this is such a mess because the demo is all fucked up. But because Art Frost plays rotation when they're up numbers, that one molly, even though he gets a kill, means they can't hold ramp. Then there's also the two players who split lower earlier, so they have full control. They build that connection between the ramp guys and the lower guys. They can meet each other, literally. All this action going down, the guys who went down secret can go up ramp. I guarantee you this is a round where Spirit literally had no clue that Lorg was taken. They would have had a much better response towards ramp and put more pressure on it. Donk's very good on pistols. From all the games I've seen, he was on Glock rounds, 2 kills every time. I guarantee you this time will be no different. I think the demo is buggy. It's a buggy demo. Clear smoke, so... Donk sort of plays an electronic role outside with the way that he clears things. Gets over towards secret. Usually alone, you know, 2021 Navi style. I would like to start drawing a little bit. There's so much utility on this mini-map. I just want to draw, man. Okay, is it going to go away? It's not going away. Oh, there it is. There's a little bit more. Okay, that's fine. Okay, let's just look at this for a second. Secret here is where Donk tries to get to. So when he goes outside, there's the fence that he bounces smoke off for the cross. Then he sometimes will line up a molly from here to secret. And then when he's really well supported, they'll throw cross smokes like this. And then Donk can walk up just inside of them and get into secret. And then the whole idea is obviously assist Zonk to get into secret, hopefully fight someone outside, wins that duel. But once you get to secret, it's such a important point in the round. It becomes overplayed at some point in tier 1 CS where people like Navi, for example, oh yeah, they get all the way outside control and get to secret. It's kind of nice to know that no one could be pushing outside behind you, okay? It's nice to know, for example, that if someone did push, maybe they got fought and they lost to your T player. It's nice to know that you can have an aggressive angle on mini, but there are some situations where it doesn't do anything for you, and there are some teams that overuse it and they don't get anything except time burned off the clock, especially the teams that are too scared to go for full wraps, and especially the teams that are too scared to commit lower early and things like that. Sometimes you can just let somebody kill themselves by taking over secret control and delaying for time. So what it does when it's supposed to work is, again, either get a kill, deny information outside, stop a squeaky mini push, and leave you options so that you can wrap lower later into the rounds, or literally take another step back up the steps and go to mini. And that means that you can do this even if you didn't know what you were going to do before you got the secret, right? That's a big value add of secret. It's a little safe house for you in the middle of the round to decide if you want to go for a lurk afterwards if things go sour. Maybe you weren't spotted when you crossed and they saw these cross smokes every round, so that means you can get away with a lurk. Or you can commit lower when, again, like I said, ramp plays with secret are huge. You don't need 2 people to go down secret if no one has the bomb. You could have 4 guys in ramp and you could have 1 guy in secret, and then everyone takes ramp, and now you got a very strong ramp hit with a lower rotation like that. All these CTs have as an option is to drop the vent, and that's it. Just 2 out of 3 locations to get to lower are completely locked. So a lot of value in it, but you got to be active. That's what I'm trying to say. And also, it's an A-zone listening party, right? Okay, remember that. When you're inside of secret, you've got a lot of information all the time, audio-wise. Same value that you'd have audio-wise playing a Liege as I mentioned as well in previous rounds, where you're in the back of Big Garage, you're listening, you can count the footsteps, you know who's turned a corner. So here's that smoking in for the cross, and the flash actually important as well. And now it's going to be a fast cross round. It's important to throw these in every once in a while. There's no way Max knew that Donk could have got that far away, of course. And Donk now just is going to farm as he tears it up. This is a very nice tempo change. It's lighter, it's less telegraphed, but that's why going faster and going slower aren't necessarily good and bad options, right? They don't have anything to do with each other. What's important is having variance. Sometimes you want to go fast with low grenades so that they don't counter grenade you. Sometimes you want to go slow with lots of grenades because you think that they're going to overstack something, you know? And sometimes you want to change it up because you've been doing the same thing every round. That also is another reason. Whatever IGL tells you, just do it. A bad strat is good if you do it together, okay? Wait, what? Oh, that was from control side. Okay. Nicely done. So this is something that when I was watching all these donk games, he tears it up. I mean, he tears it up, but there's nothing too flashy about the way that he plays. His consistency is really, really nice. So I guess I can show you, well, I can't show you anymore how he would flash dodge versus the mini push, but I think the reason that donk is so consistent is because he makes very few mistakes, which is sort of a weird thing to say for somebody who is this young, right? I don't think I've seen donk spaz out, and I don't think I've seen him overweight on a lurk. I don't think I've seen him mess up a clutch in terms of playing it incorrectly. I don't think I've seen him miss any easy shots. No, heavens no, I haven't seen that. So we're on the donk wagon right now. I mean, you know, donk meaties are up huge, but it happens a lot that, you know, someone shows up and they're really good. We don't know how long. We don't know how long they'll be really good. It does feel like donk's different. I will say it does feel like donk's different, but someone's been watching demos for a long time now. It's easy to get excited about people, and they can fade away if they're on the wrong team, if they aren't supported correctly, if something in their life changes. You never know. It could be a million reasons. Not to say that I'm betting against donk. In fact, if I could bet on donk, I would be slamming bets on donk. I would be betting the house on him, okay? Because I'm not seeing anything wrong with him. I'm not seeing anything that worries me. It seems like very full control. But I also just like to say that I think Spirit looked very good. And I think Art Frost looks like a lot more calm as well and has developed a ton since being in the Academy League. And I think Magix and Chopper are creating a really good environment for this team. So as much as donk has been fantastic, I actually, for the first time, even though I made all my bread talking about individuals on this channel, would like to say that Spirit are just becoming a very like powerful team overall. And this might be, you know, finally this might be Chopper's arc. You know, this could be it. We could be on episode 900 of One Piece, whatever happens then, and we get some justice for Luffy, I think, or something. Okay, I only watched 600 episodes of One Piece, so I don't know. I just couldn't anymore. It's just too many, and I get FOMO, and I watched every filler arc, all of them, and I hated it. But I know I couldn't stop if I continued, so I had to quit watching entirely. But if we were 900 episodes deep on One Piece and Luffy didn't win yet, and Chopper was Luffy in this analogy, then it might be a time